Hello everybody, welcome to the Grow Chan channel. As you can see, today is just going to be a black screen and a simple podcast. Now, I bet this isn't my usual where it's like, oh, we'll play games, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I just want to sit and talk. I want to talk to you guys. And that's all I want to do today. That's just all I ever wanted to do. I wanted to talk to you guys, I wanted to see your guys' thoughts, your guys' opinions, and stuff like that. So that's why I'm streaming now, so I can do that. I noticed that there's not really anybody watching, and that's quite alright. Because I know I love streaming at random times, I'll do things at random, and that's always the fun part. The fun part is always doing things at random, because you never know. And I do apologize to those people to the people who are subscribed to my channel, who haven't heard or seen anything from me again. And I want to thank everybody so much for the 145 subscribers. I wanted to sit and talk with you guys about that, about getting me this high. It's been a fantastic time. I'm happy. I'm lucky. And this is just pretty much going to be it for the next hour or so. Or until I feel like not going live anymore. Don't know how long that's going to be, but that's just how it is. So, from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to say thank you guys. My laptop is broken yet again. The darn thing just keeps breaking. Darn the tablet. What did I say? Laptop, I meant laptop. If I said tablet, I meant laptop. Darn you, laptop breaking on me. It's always frustrating when things always want to break or things just don't want to work, and it's unfortunate to me since I really want to grow this channel. I want to be there for you guys. This is something I wanted to do as a passion and stuff, and it's just technical difficulty this, technical difficulty that, everything's just not working, or sometimes it does work, but the Wi-Fi goes out. It's just so frustrating. As one point in time, I never mentioned this, but for a good bit, I was just going through anxiety and stress, thinking, oh, I have such small viewer count, not many people leave comments after the stream, or not many people stay in the stream long enough. Like, most of my streams, I get, like, 3 or 4 people in out of the small amount, and that's to be expected, that's to be understand. I'd always say like, subscribe, and I'm not complaining, I'm just going on one of multiple rants for today. It's like, that adds to the anxiety, making me believe that, oh, nobody likes my stuff, nobody wants my stuff, I rant, I this and that, and I understand, in my mind, that's just how I see it, but I know that if I keep putting more effort, if I keep trying, if I work hard, I know I could get this channel up, I could get this channel to be crazy fun for everybody. But for now, it's like, that's just how it feels, and that's always going to be a rough start, and that's what today's topic's going to be for now. A rough start. Not everything's going to be easy. Not everything's going to be handed down to you on a silver or golden platter. That's not true. The only people that get that privilege are the privileged, the rich, the high and the up theirs. But if we were to put in perspective them versus us, how it is for them, it's because on one part we always say, let's eat the rich, this and that. But the people never really understood, like, for some people who are rich, right? They did that by investing or through profits and not profits, basically investments in like let's say stock market and stuff, while others, technically, it was handed down to them by their grandparents and so on and so on. But it's because those grandparents had started it and worked its way up. It's got to start small, and that's how everything always is. I've had my own doubts about things. I used to think, oh, the rich people should suffer this or that, they should pay more. Well, they do get paid, or the rich people should pay more into taxes and this or that. They actually do. They actually do pay a hefty amount of taxes, in fact. They pay a good amount of taxes so we little people can survive. It's just, it's not much of a difference to us because we don't really see it. Taxes isn't based on an exact amount. Taxes is based on how much you make. You know, it's pay related. You know, and it's kind of funny how people never really, even me, I didn't think about that for a while. You know, I've always thought like, oh, they don't really do much, or they do this and that. Not true. Not all of them are like that. Some of them are basically just rich snobs, but not all of them. The only reason some of them mostly act snobs is because, if you were rich and your friend, like if you won the lottery of $8 million, right? 8-10 million dollars, right? Of course, that's going to come out of your tax. They're going to take a big cut of that. They're still left with a good amount of millions, right? Of course, they can't give it to you instantly. Like, oh, here you go, instant money. They have to give it to you over a periodic of time, which means they'll pay you a set amount one month and then keep up with that every single month until you're fully paid. So let's say you didn't spend that money, you had a job, you're working. Okay, so not only are you getting the monthly from the lottery that you've won, but you're also making money from your job, your work, your site, things like that. And I find that great, you know? Cool. So you're getting two sources of income. What's going to happen to you? Well, you're going to end up rich. You can go into early retirement, depending how old or young you are. But do you really want to do that? Depending how old you are, you probably would say yes right now. You'd probably say, "Oh yeah, definitely. I'm in my 20s. I would definitely have early retirement. I'm gonna get a car. I'm gonna live in a mansion. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." But little do you know how little words today. Little do you realize how fast that money will dwindle. You buy a mansion, you got to pay for that. You got to keep up with those payments and maintenance as well. Which means, sorry for the wind, it's a windy day today. I'm outside in the backyard. If the wind keeps up, I'm gonna have to lower my mic. There we go. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the wind today, but it's just going crazy. And I'm sorry if it's just going... I just feel like I do need to be outside for this moment in time. So, anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. Once your whole like $8-10 million pass, how are you gonna keep paying for that mansion? You won't. You'll have to sell it and this and that. So here's my thought, right? I had a great idea for anybody who ends up. Now I'm not saying you should go buy lottery tickets and gamble and become rich and use that for investments. No, but perchance, you occasionally do that if you're that kind of person. Here's an idea. If you do win, let it pile up on its own. Only still spend on the necessities. Don't think about big money, big spendings, big this, big that. Think about investing in a business. Either your own or in someone else. Or, buy houses, fix them up, and sell them for a higher price than what you bought them. That way you can become an entrepreneur, and you can have that as a side job. You can have that as a side business with whatever you're working with. Or have some people do it for you if you can't do it by yourself or you don't know what you're doing. You could still be able to have people pay you more for the house that you're selling. And I find that cool. That sounds fun, that sounds great, and that's something, honestly, I wish I could do. Or maybe you can go into, like, some other stuff, do other things. Don't just be like, I'm gonna buy a mansion, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and that's exactly how other businesses started. They started with a budget that they had, and worked from there. Like, alright, this is my budget, I don't like my 9 to 5 job, I don't like my low pay, I'm gonna start my own business. And some people are successful. Some people don't really end up doing it, but... Yeah, so when you think about that, right? When you think about people being smart with their money, you start to realize maybe the rich aren't really so bad. They worked their way up. And if it's not them, somebody in their family or someone in general worked their way up to get to a point where they were rich, to a point where they can live the luxury life. So it's because they earned it. They balanced it. They checked. They double checked. They measured how far is it gonna go. They invested. They've accepted deals, and we've seen like that we've seen stuff like that back when everybody used to watch Shark Tank. Remember that old show? People would come in, they'd have ideas, and you'd end up seeing like the products that they were in end up working. Not always, but sometimes they'd be around. And I find that pretty cool. I find that really nice that you gotta start somewhere to work your way up. Now let me go back to the whole if your friend was rich, or if you were rich, right? If you were rich, and before you end up spending that money, you're gonna end up having people come to you, right? You're gonna have people come to you and ask you, oh, can I borrow $10 this, $20 that? Or someone's gonna be like, oh, my car broke down, I can't afford it, can I borrow $100,000, I'll pay you back? Or can I have $100,000? And you're thinking, well, I got millions in the bank coming into the bank eventually, so might as well. I could help out my friends, I could help out my family. And then you realize they're not coming to you once or twice every so often, like every couple of years or so. They're coming to you a little more frequently than usual. And you start to realize slowly they're not acting like your friend. They're not acting like your best friend. They're not acting like they're interested in you as a person. They're acting like you're their wallet. You're the bank. You're the bank that owes them money. At first, you don't notice it, but over time, you start to see it where one minute your friend's texting you every day, trying to hang out, trying to talk to you, but then it dwindles to like once a week. And it's only when they want something. Hey, you want to come over? We're having a party. Oh, by the way, do you think you could cover the food for us? We're kind of getting kind of hungry over here, and we don't got money for food. And let me put this in a perspective. In one case, here's multiple circumstances. One circumstance, legit, some of them got laid off. Understandable that you cover some of the food. Another circumstances, everybody's working. Why can't they cover it? Why can't they put their money together? It's because they want to use your money. They don't want to spend their money because they want you to be the dumb one. They want you to think I am a millionaire, so I might as well just spend. True, you do have a couple million. But let me ask you this. If you did have that million, would you say no at certain points and times? Hey, can I borrow 100,000? No, because I need this money to survive still. I may have my work, I may have this, but I want my money to grow. And then they're going to react differently. If there comes a point in time where you have basically already spent $1 million and you realize that and look and like, I just finally got my 10 million and now I'm only down by $1 million, which means I only have 9 million left. And you're looking at that and realizing, oh, I just spent this on my friends. I spent this on my family. I did this and that for them. I had a couple cars paid off. I had a couple cars fixed. Whatever. Maybe you have a friend who's not a good person, and so you have to bail him out of jail. You don't, I don't know. You don't know. Anything can happen. And so, with that being said, why else do you think most rich people say no? It's because they don't want to be used. They don't want to be a bank to everybody. That's why they tell people, no, I'm not giving you money because I'm not getting anything in return. There's no guarantee that I will be paid back what you owe me. And that's just something we all got to do sometimes. Even if we're not millionaires, even if we aren't really all that rich, whether we live in poor, mediocre, or barely livable society, sometimes you just gotta tell people, no, I don't feel like paying for your things. I don't want to pay for your things. I don't need to pay for your things. And that's why they do it. You just gotta say no. And here's something else. If you were rich, you said yes a couple of times, and now you're down $1 million. You realize you're down $1 million. You don't want to go down anymore because you're trying to save up for a really nice, relaxing, comfortable retirement where you could just be at your own home, a basic house, wherever you want to be. You want to just sit there in your like in your 40s, 50s or 60s even, just relaxing, sipping on whatever, your coffee, your tea, whatever you're into at that point in time. You just want that luxury life. You don't want it to be turned into a retirement. You want that kind of retirement. You don't want to be put in a nursing home or retirement home. No, you don't want to be bothered with people like that. Some of you might be thinking, yeah, that's nice, people taking care of me, waking me up, helping me exercise, doing this, and I don't gotta worry about a thing. I don't gotta worry about a house. And some of you are thinking, I don't want that. I want my own to stay in my own home. I want to relax. I want to be myself. And that's also fine. Whatever your choice is, that is a-okay. I think the wind finally stopped so I can turn this up just a bit. There we go. And that's fine. And if that's your plan to save up for that, you just gotta say no. But once you tell those people who have you already spent money on no, they look at you like, hey, so there's this thing going on. No, I'm not paying for anything. I'm done. I need to save my money. I need it for my retirement. They're gonna look at you odd. They're gonna look at you like, but you're rich. You can do this. I know I can, but I won't. They're gonna realize, one, you're thinking smarter. You're not spending harder and thinking smarter. And that's gonna tick them off a little. They're gonna get mad and frustrated and be like, but I need this. This is something I need. And if you throw it in their face, is it really a need or a desire or a want? Desire and want are the same thing, but depict differently. Desire means, for a desire, it depends on, like, a scale of desire, where it's like, that's why there's a difference between desire and want, even though they're technically the same thing. They're cousins of each other. Desire meaning, I really want this. Want is, I could get this. I don't need to, but I could. But with desire, there's a scale of, I really want this to, I'm desperate to do anything for this. Those are the two different forms of desire, and the only difference with I want this. And not many people seem to understand that. They always say, I want this, I really want this. No, that's not a want, that's a desire. That desire equals desperation to get it, meaning begging, pleading, bargaining, things like that. Part of the stages of grief. And that's what they might do. They might, if they really desire it, they're going to keep telling you this, but then when you say no, they're going to be frustrated. They're going to be mad at you. They're going to be angry with you. And they might say something that's not going to be feeling well to you. They might say, I hate you, I never want to talk to you, you're not a true friend, and this and that, to guilt trip you. They would want to guilt trip you into getting them things, making you think, well, maybe I should be nice, maybe I should do this. No, you shouldn't. Never reward bad behavior. Even if it's simple as guilt tripping. Even if it's simple as crocodile waterworks. It doesn't matter what it is. If you end up being up there, people are going to want to be more around you. Like 1 minute, you're not popular. You have money, you're popular. Because people don't care about you. They care about your green, your money. They're after that. You did the grind and got lucky. You put in the work, you put in the effort, and you could tell them, you could be as rich as me if you just tried. I'm not there. Okay? I'm barely getting by myself. Quote unquote, okay? I have a roof over my head. My grandmother I live with my grandmother, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy, okay? I never had the luxury rich life, but I do have some luxuries, like video games, a laptop, a computer, and the Steam Deck. Like, I have things, and I'm too grateful for them. Well, there's no such things as too grateful. I'm very grateful for them. No matter how hard I plan things seem to never go my way, but that's because that's how plans work. That's exactly how plans work. Not every plan will go the way you want it to. Not every decision you make will go exactly as you expected. It might go partially, so it's always important to keep that open mind. It's like, well, this happened. I learned from this. Or, wow, that happened in a good way, so, okay. It's good to keep that mindset instead of saying, oh, I'm planning to go to Disneyland. When? Never make exact date schedules either. That's another thing. Some people will say, oh, let's go to Disneyland, family. We're going to go the next weekend. And now the kids are excited, your wife's excited, you're excited, and it becomes the weekend, and suddenly your boss calls saying that you need to work that weekend, despite you putting in, your sick leave and things like that, your vacation days. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because some people got fired for whatever reason, or just whatever. Anything could happen. Your imagination takes over. And I think that's basically how it goes. That's just how it goes. Things don't work out. So it's best to be like, oh, instead of that, just go, oh, hey kids, hey family, let's go to Disneyland. Oh, wow, Dad, when can we go? I don't know, son. Let me check my work and see how things are, and then we'll go from there. And if work says no, work says no. That way your kids won't be upset. They'll just go, "Aw, all right." There's nothing they can do, and they will know that. So after, and then you could check with your boss. If he says no, like, well, he said no. If he says yes, you're like, all right, kids, we're going to go to Disneyland. My boss gave the okay. There you go. Never make true plans in deep detail. The best way to make plans is leaving it as vague as possible. For me today, I want to learn how to draw. I got Krita, whatever it's called, on Steam. A friend had gifted it to me. Actually, it was like $15 on Steam. Well, actually now it's $10 on Steam, which was great. Even though there's sites to download it for free, I just thought, oh, might as well just get it on Steam since it's a paid version. It's gonna have more. That was a Discord announcement. I don't know why that went off, but yeah. So basically, I am trying to draw, right? That's the first thing in my head was, I'm gonna learn how to draw. I have no idea how to start. I'm gonna do some shapes, and just kept going with that. I went with a very vague, thought, where it's, I'm gonna learn how to draw. Simple. Didn't know what in the world I was doing. Did I learn something? Yes. I relearned, actually, how I used to do my old horrible art style. Still bad, not good, but I could say it's bad because I know it's bad, and I'm okay with bad because I can learn from bad and become good. I don't know how to do side angles, I don't know how to do this and that, and that's fine. Because I'm learning on my own, step by step. I try to use tutorials, I try to do that, but sometimes tutorials don't work for me. They're moving too fast, they're moving too slow. All they do is yada 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 yada, like me right now. Or it's not the right one that I'm using. Or they'll use different applications instead of the one I'm using, and it's just a whole type of mess. Or even it's like, oh, here's some tips on how to use this thing. Like, I'm not looking for tips, I'm looking for how to do it. That's simple. But, yeah. That's just how it is, and that's how it's going to be. Some people can learn from schools and things like that. I want to learn on my own. I want to find my own style in artwork. I want to be goofy with it. A gorge. So, I have an ambition, I have a dream, and I'm keeping it as vague as possible. Because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to learn how to draw anime characters. Because if I do that, then I'm going to be discouraged and upset that I can't draw a simple head in an anime format. So instead, just saying, yeah, I'm just going to learn how to draw. That's it. Just learn. Learn what? I don't know. Nothing in particular. And that's just more fun and more easier because it's like, oh wow, I realize how bad I am. Okay, cool. I'm going to start here and hopefully end up somewhere later. I could say, I want to learn to be better. I could say, I will try to be better. I could say, I'm going to learn how to get there. But all of that is all vague. Every last bit of what I just said is vague. Because I didn't say exactly what time frame I'm going to do it. oh, in 6 months from now, I'm going to learn how to do this. In 3 months, because now I'm giving myself a schedule, which is going to overwhelm. I'm going to feel overworked, and then there goes my passion out the window. Because it's too much. I could say I still want to be able to do that. I myself want to learn how to draw like chibis and anime characters, but I'll cross that bridge whenever I get there, if I get there. And if not, that's fine. That's just fine. Like, bridges aren't always meant to be crossed, and sometimes they are. When they're not, they're not, and when they are, you could go far across that bridge. Anyways, this is just gonna be the end of the live stream. I got someone who wants to play Among Us VR with me. I won't be able to stream it or record it or anything like that, which sucks.
Aw, shucks, everybody. Uh-huh. It seems like I gotta go. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I just do voice impressions for fun. Once I get everything up and working again on my laptop, again, for the, 30th time, not really, I'll probably be able to stream, voice trolling again, and I'll probably do Among Us stuff on there. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, I was just texting. Anyways, thank you for listening to the Grill Chan podcast channel, where we talk about literally everything and nothing at the same time. Because why not? It's fun, it's easy, and, well, this is what some people like. I've been looking all over the internet, and people seem to like vlogs, podcasts, things like that. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody I could share this podcast with. Like have somebody else on the other end. I'm not there. I wish I was. If I could be invited to podcasts, that'd be fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribes, my neighbor shed. Likes, subscribes, shares with friends, turns on the bell's notifications, and I'll see you maybe sometime tomorrow as well. Yeah. Scuffed Peter Griffin laugh.